No pressure here. Good thing I have an MBA to fall back on. Strategy is about making choices. It's about deliberately choosing to be different. What would a business school graduation speech be if it didn't start with the word strategy and a quote from Michael Porter? If we remember nothing else from business school, we'll remember Porter's 5 forces, the most popular, dare I say, overused model to evaluate the attractiveness of an industry. Unfortunately, we don't always get to choose whether to enter an attractive industry, but we can evaluate ourselves and choose how attractive we want to be. While Porter's is useful for many things, I'm going to talk about a new model to shape our own strategies to be different. Smith's 5 forces. You'll just have to imagine me clicking the PowerPoint slides in the background. The overextended life of a part-time business student helped me appreciate the first force, network power. I learned quickly that I could neither do it all nor know it all. I had to find some smart people to help me get through, or Professor Finch's accounting course would be my first and last business school class. T-Tarks and I didn't get along. In the classroom and in the boardroom, our individual success depends on cultivating a network of peers that not only excel where we fall short, but those who disagree with us and force us to challenge our assumptions. Having network power means seeing the value in different. Through networking with my fellow classmates, I discovered the second Smith force, substitution threat. Clearly, with all these sharp minds, an MBA alone wasn't going to set me apart. In fact, with the power of Google, anyone can access the cases, theories, and models we've learned over the last few years, as much as we hate to admit it. What differentiates us Smith MBAs is our ability to identify trends in information and ask hard questions that others haven't. So I'll start with this question. How will you ensure there's no substitute for you? I saw the third force, presentation power, at work on the India program with Professor Mithas. On one of the last days of the trip, we already visited 2 businesses and had just sat through 3 speakers at Cyber India. We were tired, hungry, and ready to go home when the boss walks in, seemingly unprepared to speak with a group of business students and without a PowerPoint presentation. Instead of apologizing, he just said, "PowerPoints are for people without the power or a point to make." As he implied, and Dr. K has trained many of us, having power is about believing you have it. Presenting ourselves as leaders with strong ethics, balanced perspective, and confidence is how we maintain that power. Net present value, SWOT analysis, vertical integration. For those of you who aren't sure what I'm talking about, these phrases help make up the 4th force, barriers to entry. One friend said, "Business school is a professional language school. We can now speak the language of business." As MBA graduates, we have the tools to express our ideas clearly and credibly. More importantly, we can leverage our understanding of business to make connections that break down barriers. And finally, the 5th force, and my personal favorite, humor. There's a reason our professors' favorite learning models weren't just leaders like Herb Kelleher and Jack Welch, but also included Michael and Dwight, Bill Lumber, and Dilbert. As Scott Adams, Dilbert cartoon creator himself, has said, life is too complicated to be smart all the time. We can surround ourselves with brilliant people and ask tough questions, but if we aren't ready to laugh when we inevitably misstep, we'll miss opportunities to gain perspective. Having a sense of humor makes us accessible and authentic leaders that people want to follow. So after today, we'll all be looking for ways to fill up our copious amounts of free time. Before you give it all away to your company, your family, and your community, take some time to pursue your strategy to be different. Cultivate your network. Make yourself non-substitutable. Hone your presentation power and break down barriers with your MBA language. And while you're at it, make sure you remember to laugh at yourself. May the Smith forces be with you.